Do. Hey everyone, give me a few moments while I get online, please. Do. Hey everyone, give me a few moments while I get online, please. Do. Hey everyone, give me a few moments while I get online, please. All right. So, welcome to the Dark Rites of Arkham. This was a game that was released last week while I was on vacation. Hey everyone, give me a few moments while I get online, please. See this? Now, naturally, it scratched an itch for me, and I had to go ahead and get it. So, let's get in there. Check the settings first. Skip to unlock automatically. Full screen. Turn the volume down a bit. Alright, let's get in there. Arkham, Massachusetts, 1933. I like the drink marsh. Here comes that damn son of a bitch cop. It's about time. You should know these hallways carry quite the echo. So watch your mouth, will ya? I wasn't talking about you, detective. Sure you weren't. Faster. Foster. Aren't you that detective got booted from the force for losing his marbles? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, you got a search warrant or what? Sure, I've got the damn search warrant right here, Mr. Pullman. Hey, I'm just looking out for my tenant's best interests. Sure you are. Besides, I keep saying that you got the wrong guy. No Carlos Ramirez lives in apartment 13, but Mr. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, huh? That's his name, yes? Clark Gable is the lead in Red Dust. You ought to get out more, Pops. Cut the smart-ass act and let me see that warrant. Aren't you gonna read it? What's the point? I trust you, detective. If I'd known that, I'd have handed you a clipping from the Arkham Advertiser's sports page. Judge Roberts did not take kindly to being dragged out of his country club to sign the order. So what was the point of that whole, well, a dog and pony show? Judge Roberts, fuck him and his country club. People have nowhere to drop dead. There are no jobs. This recession doesn't look like it will ever end. Boy, I wonder how that feels. Country club. Not enough folks jumped out of windows on Wall Street back in '29. Come on, spare me the lecture and unlock that damn door already. Ramirez is not here, is he? No, he still hasn't shown up. The apartment is empty. What do you expect to find in there? The jackpot. I beg your pardon? Police business, Mr. Pullman. Open up. All yours, detective. What? You said Ramirez wasn't in. And it's true. He hasn't been back all day. Are you sure? The door has a chain on. I see someone lying on the floor. And it's not Ramirez. It's probably Julio, his sidekick. He's a small-time scammer and blackmailer, too. And even more of an idiot. Lying on the floor? Is he dead? Don't worry. He's still breathing. Probably drunk, hopped up. Or both. Not that it matters much. Hand me a saw or something I can use to cut the chain. I don't keep tools around here. Nothing? You serious? Well, there's that axe on the window there. Whenever something needs fixing, I call this Italian guy who works for peanuts. He brings his own toolbox. Alright, give him a call. I haven't heard from him in weeks. I see. I'll make do myself. Press F1 for instructions. Okay. Left button interacts, inventory moves to the top edge inventory. Quick save and quick load, alright? Can't get it out. Lamp's skunked up with... What the hell did you put in there? Glue. You glued the handle of the emergency axe to the clamp. Boy, ain't this a safe place to... Christ, why? It's still a weapon, you know. Can't trust these tenants. Could be a disaster. Oh, God. What have I got in here? Tuxedo lighter. Smith & Wesson Model 27. Brown's notebook. Let's see if that works. I could burn the glue blob off, but it would take forever. Gotta move things along. It's expired. Did you know that? Nah, must have ended recently. September. Just like I told you. Of 1918. It's overflowing with cigarette butts. Your tenants do smoke a lot. Don't be fooled. They're all mine. Church of St. Stanislaus of Arkham. Arkham in 1902. Back when it was a thriving city, not the dump it's turned into now. And what has it become? A den of foreign riffraff. Oh, you're one of those people. Italians, Spaniards, Poles, Russians. Dirty, filthy scum. They come here to commit crimes and steal our jobs. Yeah, line. I haven't heard that line before. I'll tell you. No good at all. God, you sound like my aunt. Nasty stench is coming out of there. Now, there's nothing in this dump that smells even halfway decent. Maybe if I shoot... That won't remove the sticky glue stuff from the metal clamp. Loaded now. Shooting the axe won't solve anything. Do me a favor. Take a few steps back. Like this? Now cover your ears. What? Wait a minute, don't! Open. You out of your mind? You're gonna raise hell in the whole building. I ran into a couple screaming their heads off in the lobby. On the stairs, some sorry bastard tried to mug me. One floor up, a drunk who could barely stand was hurling insults at me. Frankly, I think your tenants already live in hell. Speaking of hell, what's that smell? What? Oh, right. There are no toilets in the rooms, and these pigs have turned the communal washroom into a cesspool. Gross. I really ought to send someone to clean it up. The whole building smells as bad or worse than the Arkham River. Not that smell. It's on this floor. It's... whatever. Forget it. Hey, Julio. Looks like your pal got wise we were closing in and left you high and dry. I want out of this dump, so make it easy on me. Where's the photo? Hey! Talking to you, asshole. You're so hopped up on heroin you don't even know I'm here, huh? Fucking junkies. I can see maggots having a piece on whatever's left in that garbage can. I'm gagging. It's that Grant Wood painting I keep seeing everywhere these days. Even in the lair of some small-time hustlers. What? A collection of whiskey bottles. Violation of the Volstead Act. Another charge to tack on. I think I'll keep one for the waste of bullets getting in. Thank you. Fair's fair. Besides, I'm bone dry. Could use a good drink. Here's to who? You, Julio. There! This is gasoline. You guys were making Molotov cocktails, huh? Thought you only ran the extortion racket. Can't get a word out of you, huh? Doesn't matter. You'll be singing like a canary when you get back from Wonderland. With one more charge added to your list, by the way. There's a jacket hanging there. The thing I'm looking for might be in one of the pockets. Nothing. Oh well. There's a cigarette burning. Can't have been long since Julio set out for Valhalla. Smooth, without any wrinkles. These crooks know how to make a better bed than I do. This town looks like a fucking Christmas tree with all that neon. There you are. Well, well. Looks like Mayor Bradley, the American morality watchdog, is sneaking around with some company. I don't know what you were begging for from that girl, Mr. Mayor, but I doubt this photo's going to do much for your re-election. So the big fish you're trying to squeeze was Mayor Bradley. I'll be frank, I got no love for that bum that's turning Arkham into a dump. And to top it off, word on the street is the guy's a big shot in the Ku Klux Klan. The law's the law, and blackmail will land you behind bars. So I'll get the cuss from the car, and you're coming with me. Have some class and take that rubber band off your arm after you shoot up. Did you find what you were looking for? Yes, the night's not over yet, though. You have to let me call in the boys and take Sleeping Beauty away. Once that's done, I promise you. That stench. You really don't smell it? I told you it's probably the washroom. No. I know that smell. And it's coming from... Damn it. Never mind. Who's staying in room 14? I don't know his name. You don't know? Didn't you book him in? That guy showed up a week ago, handed me 20 bucks for the room on one condition, that I don't ask any questions. Starting with his name. Well, then you should know the guy in that room is dead. What? That's the smell I'm talking about. Stink of a rotting corpse. What the fuck? Open the door. What a nasty night. Nothing but shit. What the hell? Any problems? I can't open the door. It's like it's been jammed from the inside. Move out of the way, I'm gonna fix this. You're gonna shoot the lock? That's your solution? I told you there's something inside keeping the door from opening. It's not the lock's fault. It's like they nailed a plank to the frame so it can't be opened from the outside. I'll see what I can do. Well, I already know I can't take the axe. And leave the area. Good idea, Bill, but I don't know. I don't think buildings back then had fire escapes. Besides, I can't get out the window. It's empty. I'm not dousing the door in gasoline. Gasoline? Want us all to go up in flames? Some thoughts should be kept to yourself. I'd break the lock, sure, but it'd be a waste of time. There's something on the inside jamming the door. Stink of rot. Shooting the axe won't solve anything. Quick save here, just in case. Okay, hang on a second. I'm ashamed to be looking at a walkthrough this early, but I am out of ideas. Okay, I feel like an idiot. Soak the gun with gasoline. That should loosen it up a bit so it'll come off the clamp. Still won't budge. Gasoline is softening the glue, but it's slow going. I need to speed it up. Figured I was gonna have to set something on fire. I apologize. Don't you smell something burning? No, I don't think so. Way to pay attention. What's your movement? Break it down. Get out of the way. With the axe? Yeah, so back up. And who's paying for it? Arkham PD? Landlords. We'll get you a new one for Christmas. For the third time, move. Crack shot with a gun, but an axe, I'm not so sure. I apologize for that. Good lord. Oh, shit. Do me a favor. Phone the Arkham police station and the phone's dead. Of course it's what it is. Stop paying for it. Fucking landlords. Get outside and find a cop. Tell him we got a code 345 here. 345, quick. Yeah. Hell. I don't know what the fuck is happening to this town. Oh no, shit. Not again. Calm down, Jack. Remember what Dr. Striner told you. Take a deep breath. Beheaded. But wait a minute. Damn it. They didn't even use a weapon to do it. It's like they ripped it off with their bare hands. What kind of beast does something like that? By the way, I don't see the head anywhere. They take it? Tattoo in his back matches that symbol on the floor. I should log this strange symbol in my notebook. Seems like my only lead to figure out who this poor bastard is. This is what they used to paint that circle on the floor. The color isn't much different from blood. Both the window and the door were boarded up tight. In other words, no one could have come in here and pulled this voodoo shit. And if the killer was already here, he sure as hell didn't vanish into thin air. It's a crazy ritual. You did it all by yourself? God damn it. How? Empty. God's sake, what got burned here? Oh shit. What the hell? Holy shit, it's a charred hand. What the fuck happened here? Poor bastard's wallet is probably in one of these jacket's pockets. Let's see who this guy is. There's nothing in the pockets. Who are you? papers are in a language I don't know. Not that I know much more than English. Like 90% of Americans. I hate the city even to look at it on a map. Where'd this other door come from? Okay, that looked like everything in here. I'm not leaving until I've at least got the slightest idea what the hell went down here. A mess of sentences in a strange consonant-heavy language. I should get a closer look. Good thought, Jake. Thank you. Drawing's not my strong suit, but I'll do my best. Thanks, Jade. Alright, nothing else to do here. I should haul Julio. Hope he hasn't come to his senses and skipped town. Yeah, thanks, Jade. I'm used to stuff like adding stuff to notebooks happening automatically. Oh, Detective Foster, it's you. I'm Agent Frank. Frank Ross. God's sake. Oh no. Blueberry pie, huh? Sorry about that. His eyes glowed for a second. I thought he was getting possessed or something. Yes. So you had the decency to puke by the door so you didn't contaminate the crime scene. Did you call it in? Yes, sir. They're on their way. Good. Stay put. Tell the camera guy to snap shots like he's some kind of bored tourist. You leaving, sir? Gotta take the guy from room 13 with me. Hope to be back by the time the coroner arrives. What do you think happened here, Detective Foster? Just another night in Arkham. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Excuse me a second. Jack. God damn it, Jack. What? Quit pacing around, will ya? It helps me think. You're making me dizzy. Now park your ass right here. Trouble at home, Captain. Don't get smart, Jack. I ain't in the mood for wisecracks today. What's going on? That damn mayor. I slept in the photo those two halfwits are trying to blackmail him with. End of story. Case shut. And you know how he paid me back? He's giving a campaign speech at the Arkham Coliseum tonight. Swears someone's gunning for him. So he asked me and a few boys to play bodyguards. Reap what you voted for. So Bradley's sweating bullets. Because the Molotovs we pinched off of Ramirez and his goon stood? No, that's not it. That Julio punk sang like a canary after his trip to Wonderland. Turns out they wanted to use him to hit the Arkham advertiser offices. They believe it's an ultra-conservative pamphlet, mouthpiece for the power that should be burned to the ground. Again, where have we heard that thought before? Just writing angry letters to the editor wasn't enough for them. Damn Reds. Tell Bradley you can't go. I don't have a choice. He's top dog in the polls will most likely get re-elected. I've got to make him see that slashing the department's budget isn't a good idea. So if you want to keep cashing your paycheck, let me kiss his ass in peace, will ya? Fine by me. Speaking of unpleasant things, that esoteric crap you got today dug up today's got me worried. One stiff with his head ripped clean off, another charged to a crest, just a hand left behind. 2 victims of some satanic ritual. You're taking the case, and you'll have a partner. You don't know, fresh blood, transferred in from Providence. Knows his way around cults and black books. Is his name Howard by any chance? Been a big help while you were gone. I'd rather fly solo. Where do you think you're going? To crack the case? Alone. And that wasn't a request. It was an order. You'd better damn well follow it. You know why? I'm sticking my neck out for you, and don't forget your statements hanging by a thread. They're all waiting for you to slip so they can kick you out on the street. Alright, I get it. I'll play nice. That's more like it. So who's the lucky guy? Harvey Whitman. We set him up with an office in the basement. Go see him. He wants to go over a few things with you about the case. Believes in black magic, says there are things in this world we can't wrap our heads around. But he doesn't push it as far as you, Jack. One last thing. Yes, Dr. Striner called. He says you haven't completed all your sessions. She wants to try regression therapy on me, Captain. Regression therapy? What the hell kind of mumbo-jumbo is that? Something I'm not about to go through, that's what. I don't give a damn whether you're willing or not. You go see her and you do what she says, like she was your mother, you hear? Yeah, fine. Go see Dr. Striner. Hard-headed fool. Well. So it's true they cut you loose, huh? Got a problem with that, Evans? You're damn right there's a problem. That problem is you. Having here puts us all in the line of fire. I'm recovered. Nothing for you to lose sleep over. Covered my ass. You pulled a gun on all of us. I won't let you feed on my sanity, you monsters. You fucking psycho. They ought to throw you in a padded cell and pitch the key into the Miskatonic. Listen real close, asshole. What the hell's going on here? Evans was just giving me a warm welcome. Ain't that right, partner? Foster shouldn't be here, Captain. You're the one who shouldn't be here, Evans. Shouldn't you be chasing down those missing babies? Oh, missing babies. That's another thread in this web. Newborns are getting snatched all over town, Evans. Get your ass moving. But Captain, beat it. That's all. As for you, Jack, don't make me say it twice. Go see Dr. Striner. That's the 3rd time you've said it. Called tonight to be at the Arkham Coliseum 2 hours ahead of schedule. Today's the day we swallow the crap we don't want to swallow. Got it? So you know what you gotta do. Damn it. Okay, hang on a second. I need to blow my nose. Right. I'm better now. I'm still recuperating from a cold. While we're here, we might as well go see our new partner. I think this is the first time I've been down to the basement. Empty. Alright, let's check the next one. There's a toolbox. Rusted saw. Completely useless. Office supplies, or so the labels say. Well, look at that. Whole box full of letter openers. I've done shredded most of my nails, especially since I've been chewing them in nubs. Letter opener. So this is where they statched you, huh, Calvin? Smart move sitting at the 28 election. Dodged a bullet not having to manage this whole damn crisis. That would be President Calvin Coolidge. Second president to come from Vermont. And unfortunately, a man who had a lot to do with starting the Great Depression with his laissez-faire capitalism. Guess this is where they parked my new partner. What was his name again? Holden? Hunter? Oh, damn it, it's right there in the plaque. Harvey Whitman. Harvey? Harvey Whitman? Jack Foster, your new partner. What the... Oh! You must be Jack Foster, my partner. And you're Harvey. Harvey Whitman. Pleasure. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to shake your hand. Of course you won't. You just came out of the bathroom. That's not the reason. I think shaking hands is a social convention that disregards those who find physical contact. Okay, cut the crap. Captain Miller told me you were an odd duck. He said that. He also said you wanted to talk to me about the case. Yes, come with me. I took the liberty of making a rendering of the tattoo on our victim's back based on the crime scene's photos. Why? I already drew it. Your sketch was rather crude, and several symbols do not correspond to their original positions. This guy reeks of autism, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, he's just... This guy's like me. Near everything's organized. Or not to show crime scene photos to civilians, so I drew it as faithfully as possible. What? Where? In the lower right corner. That symbol, that wasn't on the victim's back. It's my signature. Your signature? What is this, an art contest? No. Why? Forget it. Go on. See the symbols inside the circle? The origin is lost in the mist of time. Some experts say they predate cuneiform writing. You know what? The earliest writing system on record, developed by the ancient Sumerians in Mesopotamia 3,000 years before Christ. I studied these symbols years ago. It's a very basic concept-based script. Can you read them? What do they say? I'm a bit rusty, but several can be translated as repulsion or rejection. Now look at the ones that follow the line of the circle. They look like arrows. Exactly, and they all point outward. A similar symbology is reflected in several spells in the Cult of Decoules written by Count de Erla. This all suggests a warding spell. In the Book of Ebon, for this type of spell to be effective, the pattern must be duplicated between the person to be protected and the space where they want to be protected. So you're saying the tattoo on the victim's back and the symbol on the floor. According to your theory, the guy wasn't the victim of a ritual, he was protecting himself. Protecting himself from who? Or from what? I have a question. Symbol in the center. You haven't mentioned it. What does it mean? I cannot say for certain. I believe it could be the emblem of an order. I've combed through my entire library looking for its meaning or a similar pattern, but I haven't been able to find it. However, for several years now, I've been in contact with a man who is very knowledgeable about occult symbolism. Benjamin Marsh. He's an antiquarian and one of the leading experts on the subject, and he's here in Arkham. He's a very private person, and he always refused to meet in person. We only communicated by letter. Lately, he hasn't been answering my letters. I fear something may have happened to him. Sounds like we should pay this social butterfly a visit. It might give us a clue to the victim's identity if we crack that emblem. There's also the matter of that hand found next to the body. The charred one, right. The second victim at the scene. His prints don't match anyone in our files. We don't know his identity. I haven't the fire or any fuel that caused it. I have analyzed the photograph and come to the conclusion that this type of charring was quite unusual. Typical of spontaneous human combustion. A phenomenon that is not very common, but real. Wait a second. Spontaneous what now? Sending in? That the man burned without any external source of ignition. I beg your pardon? That the victim burned on its own. You kidding me? That's even possible? Absolutely. In fact, this morning I read a story in today's edition of the Arkham Advertiser about a lecture by a certain Philip Moore who studies these phenomena. We can present the case to him and perhaps establish a connection between the protection spell and the spontaneous human combustion of the second victim. Hold on. Are you telling me some black magic hex cooked him from the inside? You buy into black magic. A year ago I'd have called it bunk, but lately, let's say I'm more open-minded. Leave it at that. But you. My background is in science. I'm supposed to reject these superstitions. But in my years of service, I have witnessed things that defy rational explanation. Not sure that comforts me, but at least I'm not alone. Okay, so where's this fellow you mentioned giving his talk? I don't remember. I skimmed the news and haven't thought about it until now. All I know is that the lecture is today. I'll grab the newspaper and we'll find out. I don't have it here. Mackenzie took it with him this afternoon. Alright, let's find that newspaper and pay a visit to the expert in symbology. Grab your hat, we're rolling. I don't wear one. Another social convention you don't agree with? No, the lining gives me eczema on my forehead. Good lord. What are you doing? I'm taking photos of the charred hand. I want to show them to the expert. What's that? You have your notebook with you? Yes. Now that we're partners, you're on note duty. Which means I don't have to carry mine. Something tells me my pockets are going to be full before this case is over. Let's go. That pentagram's got my attention. But the one on the floor is the one I care about. You're not performing satanic rituals on all that crap down here, are you? I will admit I have performed some in the past, purely as a method to better understand the Satanist mindset. But not in this case. I was looking for a correlation between these two symbols for a research project and didn't have another blackboard available. Here I thought you were just summoning Lucifer in your spare time. No, it's just... Right, I get the picture. Bet you've been swamped with all these cults springing up, huh? It's like folks are getting nuttier by the day. It's a little more complex than that. Really? Oh, what do I know? You're the expert. This modern racket ain't for me. They don't make tunes like they used to. That's your handwriting? That's right. What's wrong? Geez, you write ain't just like you sign your name. Is it real? Indeed. I'm not asking how it's found its way down right here. It's not functional. Line doesn't reach down here. Purely for decoration. I'd rather you didn't go poking around in those drawers. They've got material from ongoing cases. I'd rather you didn't mess up my files. Please do not touch any objects on this shelf. I just prefer no one handles my things. Need to hit the John? I already went. How about you? John's upstairs are always a mess. I doubt this one here is any better, so I'll pass. Don't worry, I clean it every day. So you won't shake your partner's hand, but you'll scrub a toilet bowl. I doubt that. What's the story of these connected dots on the Arkham map? It is an investigation I've been conducting for quite some time. I'm all ears. I don't want to bore you with the details. All right. Okay, let's recap. We've got two victims. One guy was found his head ripped clean off, lying on some kind of pentagram. All that was left together was his hand, and according to you, it was due to, what did you call it? Spontaneous human combustion. Yeah, that. First Vic had a warding spell tattooed on him. What or who was he trying to protect himself from? And the fairy dust is real permanent. The second Vic, the killer, or the spell did its job? It's possible that the second victim was collaborating the ritual and for some reason it all got out of control. I hope you're right, because if I'm being honest, I'm in way over my head on this one. Okay, let's go see if your pen pal. Now so we can explain the emblem on the first victim's back. That will give us a clue to his identity. If he belongs to an order or a cult, we may be able to place it. We'll also pay a visit to that Philip Marlowe guy. He can tell us if there's a connection between that spell and spontaneous human combustion. We need a copy of the Arkham Advertiser. I don't remember where that talk will take place. I don't think so. We'll leave the exercise for another day. Ah, Foster. Heard you were back. I hadn't seen you around. How you holding up? Good, I guess. Got the boys all pissed off, you know that? Yeah, not exactly prom king around here. They blame you for Mac. You too, huh? Me? Nah, happens. We're cops. Comes with the territory. I'm not to blame for what happened to Mac. Yeah, I know. But you gotta admit, the story you told was a little off. Having fun with that coin? Oh, this? Busted a shell game hustler near Wandray. This guy was pretty good, you know. I told him that if he showed me the trick, I'd talk to the judge to get his sentence reduced. Obviously, I ain't telling the judge shit. Want me to show you? Come on, if you guess which hand I have the coin in, you can have it. What do you say? Yeah, why not? Alright then, let's go. Alright, where's the coin? Left hand? Or right? Tough luck, Foster. You're a detective. You should have known where it was. Jack. He's palming it in his sleeve. The coin. He keeps it in his sleeve. Woodman tipped you off, huh? Hey, you! You're clever, huh? You never open your mouth, and when you do, it's to screw me over. It wasn't a fair game. There was no chance to win. That was the goddamn point, you idiot. Hey, Archer, you're out of line. You know who you're working with? Whitman's nothing but a bookworm. He'll ditch you the second things get rough. I don't know about that. What I do know is that you owe me a coin. Fuck it. You want your coin? Here's your blasted coin. Dick. Mark my words, Foster. This guy's gonna leave you high and dry. Well, that was awkward. Is that true? What? He hinted that you have no street experience. Of course I do. Most of my work is done in the office, but I assist my colleagues if my presence is required. And why'd Archer say it? I don't know. I guess, like you, I'm not very popular with my colleagues. I promise you I'll rise to the occasion. I'll cover you when I have to, and I'll be there when you need me. Sure? You should trust what I'm telling you. Goodbye, Parker. I know Archer's been saying I belong in the loony bin. He's one of the ones who blames me for what happened to Mac. And then he saw me. The son of a bitch didn't have the guts to say it to my face. You better be up to it out there, Harvey. I will. Don't worry about it. Let's move. Whoops. Captain's not around and his office is locked up tight. My mug used to hang up there. Now that spineless weasel Arthur Evans has taken my spot. What'd you do to earn that, Evans? The only thing you can brag about is your tongue ain't worn out yet from licking the captain's boots. Evans is a good cop. Evans is a bootlicker. Let's check evidence. Our new president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So-called experts think he'll pull us out of this whole mess. So who'd you pull the lever for in the last election? The vote is secret. Figured. Socialist Party of America, huh? I think water is supposed to be odorless, colorless, and tasteless. This one smells awful, has a greenish color, and tastes like hell. Does it come straight from the Arkham River, or what? Points the way to Evans' lockup. Why are you posing? What? What's that smell? Greasy. And delicious. Hello? Wilbur? How's it going, Wilbur? Can't complain. I mean, of course I can, but at least I have a job. I pray it stays that way. By the way, hey, sorry about Mac. Yeah, well, what kind of feast are you guys having back there? Ah, smells good, huh? No hot dogs from a guy at a stand over at Long Park. By the way, I saw Frank the Worm there. Word is he's on Mayor Bradley's campaign now. He sends his regards. That he's part of the campaign team? That rat's up to something. He's reformed. I'll believe it when I see it. I think I'll swing by. Something about this stinks. This joint's leaking like a sea. One of these days we're gonna swim out of this dump. Yeah, just cram the whole bucket of water in your pocket. Why would you? Why wouldn't I? Game. Game logic. These are entry forms for registering evidence. Hey Harvey, you heard of the Colin Harrison Act? Yes, they want to legalize the sale of beer and wine. They say Roosevelt is about to sign it. That's good news. How about we get a head start on celebrating? The guys, those bastards upstairs turn a blind eye to, and I think we can get a couple bottles of... Are you out of your mind? Do not count on me. Okay, can't go that way. There's nowhere else I can go. Newspaper clippings. It's proud to play its greatest hits, straight from the pages of the Arkham Advertiser. Someone ditched something wrapped in a newspaper. This is coming with me. Pastrami with cheese. At least that's what I gathered from the greenish, moldy filling. What happened to the paper? I'm not curing brownouts by poking blinded breeders. I'm coming from the elevated train on Barlow Street right behind the station. That newspaper's gotta be around here somewhere. Oh. First thing first, let's see Dr. Snyder. Hey Harvey, tell me a little bit about yourself. You married? Why do you talk so much? You haven't stopped talking for a moment. I talk so much because you talk so little. Yeah, I've known people who are like that. Someone's got to balance the universe. One moment. Dr. Strider's practice is in this very building. You know her? Yes, we're working together on an innovative psychological profile based on various cult leaders. What are we doing here? Simple bureaucracy. It'll only take a moment. The Arkham Advertiser, this morning's edition. We're in luck. One cop in the slot, and we learn where the combustion quack's talking. The good old... Something in the plot is stopping me from inserting the coin. Still, the rumors are true. A couple of weeks ago, Mayor Bradley revoked the Miskatonics Herald's license to sell through these machines. Guess he did it in a fit of rage over the article linking him to the Ku Klux Klan. I doubt very much that is legal. Rumor has it the Herald is sending its peddlers to sabotage the Arkham advertising machines. Well, before the state wars have just screwed us over. And this is why you explore. I hope we can get the gun out of the letter opener. Anyway, what I was saying, the good old days when you could buy a newspaper for like a penny or a quarter, and that would include everything. The renowned parapsychologist Philip Moore visits Arkham. Fans of mystery and the supernatural are in luck, as the famous British popularizer of these topics will visit our city on his North American tour to present his new book, Spontaneous Human Combustion, a Reality. The gathering with his readers will take place tonight at the esoteric bookstore The Ishtar Gates, where, in addition to signing copies, he will give a lecture on the book's chilling subject. Bookstores decided to limit attendance at the event. Leading scholars on the subject and a small but select group of journalists will form the core of the lucky guests invited to the event. However, several cutout invitations have been made available to the general public and can be found in the pages of this month's issue of Strange Eons magazine. 25 years of age and following in the footsteps of his father, Patrick Moore, a pioneer in metaphysics research, he has become one of the most famous popularizers of paranormal phenomena thanks to successful books such as The Visitors and Behind the Veil, which recount the investigations carried out in his native England. Walter Block, presumably in reference to Robert Block, an author and a contemporary of H.P. Lovecraft, correspondent for this newspaper, will attempt the interview Philip Moore about these strange and unusual events that cause some people to be reduced to ashes without any apparent external source of ignition. Tomorrow we invite our readers to discover the mystery of spontaneous combustion from one of its greatest experts. I'm in. The Ishtar Gate, ring a bell? Yes, the esoteric bookstore. It's on Weiss Street. Poster from the Arkham League for Decency. Stay dry because we voted dry. An ad for women's swimsuits. Where exactly are they meant to swim in Arkham? Filthy Miskatonic River? It's a federal crime to steal mail. I'm not stealing, I'm investigating. I'm a detective, remember? Hey, get out of here. What did Pigeon do to you? I hate him. Good evening. Is this where the brain picking happens? What's going on? I'm with a patient who... Oh, Dr. Whitman. It's a pleasure to see you again. Doctor? I have a doctorate in psychiatry. I catch you from the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. I can't see you right now, Mr. Foster. I must attend to Mr. Ullman first. What's wrong? I put him under hypnosis and he won't wake up. But there's no need to worry. Some patients take a while to come out of hypnotic lethargy. This guy? Hypnotic lethargy? He's just asleep. Snap your fingers or whatever you do and get him out of here. It doesn't matter if he's asleep or still in a trance. The protocol is very clear. What does the protocol say? We have to wait. To wait? Hey buddy, there ain't no boarding house, so get off your ass and go home. Mr. Foster! I beg you not to disturb the patient. It would be dangerous for him to wake up suddenly. If I just do come back later, we can talk calmly. This guy's thawing long. He's in a very deep sleep. Yeah, we might as well come back later. This park was built thanks to the generous donation of the Honorable Gideon Treadwell for the use and enjoyment of all good citizens of Arkham. Who is this Gideon Treadwell? A slave owner. I figured we'd get a magazine. What are these magazines doing here? The bus company has placed a stand with various magazines and some stops to entertain passengers while they wait. It says so right there. If folks don't just walk off with them, someone will. They're usually old issues anyway. Family circle, hard pass. Do you know when the bus will arrive? It's taking longer than usual. No idea. Trust the motto of the Arkham Metro Bus Network. Punctuality is our commitment. Punctuality. I've been waiting here for over half an hour. Luckily, I'm entertained by these magazines. What are you reading? Strange Guns. I knew it! That's where... Alright, fine. In the invitation. What kind of stories does it push? There's a very interesting article about something called astral travel. Did you know that a soul can leave the body and travel, defying the laws of physics? To be honest, I'm having a revelation with this magazine. I didn't think there were so many unexplained and mysterious events in this world. Wait for the bus to arrive and I'll put it back. Why don't you read something else? Magazine's right here. They're the same old ones. This one is new, from this month. I'm liking it so much that when I get home, I'll subscribe to it. Keep reading. Arkham will burn tonight. The city will be consumed by fire. You turned your backs on the signs, but the clock hasn't struck doom yet. We must wake up. We must act now. Is that guy naked? Oh well. Detective Proctor, the Wilbur was right. You've reformed. Although I don't know if working for a politician counts as being reformed. I don't know what you're doing here, but I'm a brand new man with an honest job. I have the honor of being part of Mayor Bradley's campaign team. What's with all the stars and stripes paraphernalia? These are local elections, not presidential. Mayor Bradley has always been known for his grandiloquence and advantage. Who's your friend? I don't like his attitude. He's probably a communist. Oh. Harvey, the guy who looks like he mugged Uncle Sam's took his clothes at Frank the Worm. An extortionist I put in jail so many times he ended up hating it. Wormed me and my partner, Harvey Whitman. I'd be happy to bust you if this whole racket is to commit one of your misdeeds. I told you I'm a new man. And my name is Frank Morley. Worm is dead and buried, okay? Cops, don't trust him. Tray is empty. It's the tray of cinnamon rolls made by the Salvation Army widows. They've always been staunch supporters of the mayor. They're all gone? Ants the size of King Kong devoured them. The park is full of them. Even drove off the hot dog guy. What about this umbrella? The rainy season will soon begin and Mayor Bradley's been kind enough to give away umbrellas to its citizens. All gone about that one. A very populist way to buy votes. Riley is only looking out for the people of Arkham. Sure he is. You're not used to how elections work in a democracy, are you, Ray? In that case, I'll let them buy my vote. I'll sell myself cheap. So I'm gonna take this umbrella. Looks solid. Hey! Can't take it. It's busted and won't close. As long as we get a bad impression about the mayor's giving away substandard gifts. Bad impression. Come back tomorrow if you want one. My colleagues will replace them by then. It's our candidate's election program. can take one if you wish. I've got plenty of toilet paper at home. You like one? I'm aware of Mayor Bradley's election program. Hey, Worm. Morally, if you don't mind. Give me one reason why I should vote for Bradley. Our beloved candidate has promised to implement employment policies through the construction of public infrastructure. This measure, the vast majority of Arkham's unemployed will be able to have a decent job. That measure has just been approved. Mounted as nationwide. To that end, the Public Works Administration is being created. I think Mayor Bradley's passing off that measure as a future accomplishment of his. Where did you get this wise owl? It's higher, huh? You don't seem to be having much success. At this hour, there's no one left except a couple of cops sneaking around and that crazy guy with the son who says I work for the devil. I'm waiting for the campaign team to come and take over the stand. My shift is over, but I don't want to leave it alone at the mercy of the mayor's rivals. Where this isn't a con. Why do you say that? Frank the Worm I knew was a foul-mouthed guy who spit more than he spoke. Now, I don't know. You talk as if you've read at least one book. Prison refit my compass. I was throwing life away. Look at that. Case of successful reintegration. So it appears. Got paperwork that says that stands legit. Yeah, I got a license signed by the mayor's campaign team. My name's on it. Want to see it? Should I thank you? Maybe there's something at the Ishtar Gate I can use to persuade that guy to part with strange eons. Line 5 stops here. The Ishtar Gate, where that parapsychologist presents his book. Line 5 makes it stop here. Or... I hear shouting from inside. Let's go in and see what's going on. I won't say it again. Get off my butt. Don't you have any compassion? You get me fired, you damn hag. Hey, Arkham PD, what's the trouble? This woman. She got on the bus without a ticket and won't get off. And you know you can't drive without a ticket. So I beg you to step down. Don't get me wrong, I had to get on this bus due to force majeure. Force majeure? Spell it out. My cane was stolen while I was sitting on a bench. I have fasciitis in the sole of my foot and I can't walk without it. Let her finish, pal. I barely made it to the bus so this gentleman could take me home. There's a stop right in front of my door. I told him I'd pay the fare as soon as we got there. I don't have any money on me. Ma'am, don't keep the same stop story. You can't get on here without a ticket. Period. Why don't you take this lady home, pal? Perhaps the same with or without her, right? You mad? Depot here's a colored woman rode without a ticket. I'm finished. Gotta love Jim Crow. If it were someone else, maybe nothing would happen, but a colored woman? I wouldn't have boarded if I could walk. Besides, your bosses don't need to know about it. Get off. I can't. You need to annoy me. This is getting dull. Shall we go? We shouldn't leave that woman alone with him. Let them deal with it. Look at his hand. He'll crank. He's about to lose it. Right. guy's out of his mind. He'll probably react violently if you take the crank away from him. I wouldn't advise it. What would you advise? Resolve this diplomatically. Doesn't the story move you at all? She could be your grandmother. My grandmother would have paid for the ticket. You? Aren't you moved by the fact that I could lose my job? Half the staff have already been laid off because of the crisis, and I don't want to be the next one. Come on, be reasonable. She's the one who needs to be reasonable. Get on with my job. I'm gonna quick save here because I have a bad... quick save here because I have a bad feeling that I might say something wrong. Here you can't walk. I told you I have fasciitis in the sole of my foot. I can't do it without support. Pain is unbearable. Be honest. I trust someone who got on without a ticket. This company has a strict policy. No ticket, no ride. How about we pay for it? Would you do that for me? It won't be enough. I've been stuck here for over an hour because of this woman and several passengers haven't been able to make their journey. You're covering that loss too? You're very stubborn, aren't you? Had an idea. Nope, that's not gonna work. How would we be in this situation if she weren't black? Listen, pal, I'm no racist. Sure. But she didn't even have the decency to move to the back where... I'm worried that if I get off the bus, I'm gonna come back to find and he clubbed her over the head. Journey Through the Mind by Edgar Salazar. Astrology and Constant Plan by Ji Jian. The Oracle of the Dead by Neil D. Ring. Do people buy this? More than you'd think. No. Smells like something burning. Incense. What? Smells like incense. What's that? A mixture of plants, resin, and essential oils used as a fragrance. It smells awful. I knew it was true. The earth is hollow. Right. Incense? That's right. This place must seem like paradise to you, right, Harvey? I love being surrounded by books, that's true. It's like when we took you to a fair as a child, right? I think you're starting to get to know me. Yeah, this guy is so very much like me. The Stargate and Saturn editions are pleased to present Philip Moe, an expert in parapsychology. The event will consist of a book signing for his book Spontaneous Human Combustion, a Reality, and a lecture on the subject. The arrow points upstairs. Welcome to the Ishtar Gate. Looking for something in particular? More like someone. We're looking for Philip Moore, the popularizer of strange topics. We're lucky that he's included the Ishtar Gate in his tour. He just signed copies of his new book and is now giving a talk on the phenomenon of spontaneous human combustion. You'll find him upstairs. By invitation only, by the way. Mind over the Immature World by Dr. Julius von Kloss. I think it is a Marduk, an Mesopotamian deity, god of creation, wisdom, and justice. Oh good, he didn't beat her to death. What now? You know, you won't get off this bus until black people are no longer forced to sit in the back. You got it all figured out. Make a scene, get some support. Maybe this little guest will be the start of something. What are you talking about? If I could walk, I wouldn't be on this filthy bus. Hey you, don't put ideas in her head. Probably find a cane somewhere. So this is where your pen pal keeps his antique shop? Yes, it's a little further down the road. With Bradley. That scoundrel ripped off Roosevelt's presidential campaign slogan. I don't see how the Democrats didn't slap a lawsuit on it. Whitfield shaving lotion. Woman will find you irresistible. I'm sure. You hate to see it. Hello, everybody. Hey! Doing? I was going to pet the dog. So you wouldn't shake my hand when we met, but you'll pet a mangy stray? Get your hand the hell away from me, unless you want to catch a mange. Good night, gentlemen. Hey you, what are you drinking? Me? Rum. Take you to the police station, sir. What are you doing? Get over here. But get over here. What the hell are you doing? That man is committing a crime. He's in possession of an alcoholic beverage, and that's illegal. Probably the only relief that poor bastard has in his life is taking you sways from a bottle without a cop coming in and breaking his chops. So you need to turn a blind eye. In this case, yes. Justifying a crime, Jack. Now, for God's sake, be so square, okay? mention something to you. Shoot. Huh? Oh. Benjamin Marsh hails from Innsmouth. Yeah, I kinda figured from the name. What do you know about Innsmouth? Well, about 3 years ago, the Feds stormed the town like the damn 7th Cavalry. They raided, arrested half the town, and dynamited the waterfront. I don't know what happened there, but it must have been big. Oh, and folks have a strange look about them. Word is it's from inbreeding. I don't know, I've never seen it with them. The people of Innsmouth are very reserved, and their distrust of strangers borders on paranoia. It took me many letters to gain his trust. I can tell you all this because it should be me, the one who talks to him. Wow, English probably wasn't the developer's first language. You have a sense of humor? Let me just fuck it. Who are you? What the hell do you want? Mr. Marsh? Do I know you? Not in person. Harvey Whitman. We've been corresponding these past few months. Harvey Whitman, huh? I don't talk to pigs. Get lost. Oh, That's enough out of you. My turn. Listen, pal, I don't know who you think you are, but around here only one man gets to insult my partner, and that's me. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. What's the matter? Never seen anyone from Innsmouth before? Not this close. I saw a picture of one of you in the paper once. Thought it was blurry. Guess not. Allow me to make the introductions. I'm Detective Jack Foster, and this is my partner, Detective Harvey Whitman. I know who this guy is. Once he's been pumping me for information about my knowledge of symbology. Turns out he's a damn cop. Just like you. You can both get the hell out. Hey, relax, will you? Just want some information on a strange symbol. Your partner swears you're Arkham's foremost mind in occult symbols. Rightly so. Great, we've come to the right place. Now you can go somewhere else. I'm not helping you. Good, is it? Is this where the threats come in? No one is going to threaten anyone, Mr. Marsh. Refusing to assist the Arkham police could lead to your arrest, or obstruction of justice. Better for all if we arrive at an amicable arrangement. What is it that you're not understanding? I won't place my knowledge in the hands of oppressors. I see you don't like the police, huh? Thought I had been subtle. Come on, what's with the bile? You Arkham cops helped the Feds destroy my hometown. Don't look at me, I wasn't there. You're part of the same repressive organization. We're just enforcing the law. Repressive laws. That happened in Innsmouth. The Feds were investigating an alarming series of disappearances in the area. People disappear every day, everywhere. People are irresponsible and careless. Word is they found a connection between these disappearances and a cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Nonsense. This is America. Everyone must look the same and believe in the same God if they don't want to be singled out. Again, sounds familiar. Want to know what happened in Innsmouth? Look at yourselves and then look at me. That's what happened in Innsmouth. Small favor, that's all. Just crack a symbol. Close case and we're gone. Never see us again. Help the police. The police helped me at the Arkham Museum of the Unusual. No one spared a minute to hear me. What happened at that museum? It's none of your concern. Well, I'm making it my concern. Why did you call my partner a pig? Because he's a cop. I'm a cop too. Does that make me a pig too? That's right. Watch it, pal. You deceived me. Until your last letter, you didn't comment on what you did for a living. It is one scholar to another. Perhaps I should have mentioned it if it was so important for you. I beg your pardon. On top of that, the data I provided helped solve a case. I feel dirty for helping a fascist institution. It's enough. You recommended? Is there good food in the area? Fish, I suppose. You've missed nothing. Leave the people of Innsmouth alone and we'll return the courtesy. You claimed you're the top hand in symbology. I am. I've been studying occult symbology all my life. I've had access to books and documents that other scholars would kill for. I think you're bluffing. You're nothing more than a simple antique dealer. I don't think it's all can help us, Harvey. I know what you're trying to do, Detective, but that's not going to work on me. I see a certain resemblance to you. Is he a relative of yours? Captain Obed Marsh. Great expeditionary, the man behind Innsmouth fat years. What is you, the founder of the esoteric order of Dagon, is that true? You know nothing about Captain Marsh or what went on in Innsmouth, nor do you have the right to know. Something smells good. You up for a bite? We're in the middle of an investigation. We're running late. Why don't we leave it for later? 3? Yeah, Robs wants to do something for folks who've lost everything and can't afford a plate. They don't look too healthy. I mean, hands are rusted to hell. Doubt the insides look any prettier. Look, this is all Rob's thing. Complaints to him. What the hell? They're free. I'll grab one. And sardines. The note for the employees. Don't let the Innsmouth guy in. He scares the customers. If he wants anything, have him call and I'll deliver it myself. Signed, Rob. Welcome to the Arkham Museum of the Unusual. Enter with an open mind and prepare to transform your preconceived ideas about this reality. Single admission, 75 cents. Monthly pass, $2.15. 2% discount for groups. Price of one ticket, I go to the movies 3 times. The movies don't offer the same sensations as this museum. Professor Roman, Roman Dvorak. Thanks to him, this museum has priceless pieces such as Eric Zahn's cello. Oh, I wouldn't use that if I were you. It's a pity he's no longer with us. You don't need to read all the rules. Simply use common sense. Don't touch anything and behave like adults. This is the skull of a member of the fearsome Chocho people, natives of Southeast Asia. So far, no one has been able to see them and come out alive. This is the closest you'll get to them without endangering your physical integrity. Oh, I see that the much sought-after treatise on primordial fear has caught your attention. I have received tempting offers from Miskatonic University to make it part of their collection. What better place than here for this cursed book? Whitman, may I ask you a few questions, Mr. Floyd, Raymond Floyd. Yes, of course. I'm the director of this museum. There are problems, detectives. The name Benjamin Marsh ring a bell. Oh yes, I'll remember him for the rest of my life. We understand the museum had a problem with him. An unfortunate incident that should never have occurred. What happened? We have a gallery dedicated to the mysterious town of Innsmouth. The most outstanding piece in the collection is a figurine bearing the likeness of the primeval Cthulhu. It comes from the looting that took place in the town after the feds arrived. A unique piece. What is a primeval? They are deities from the depths of the cosmos. Cthulhu was one of them, worshipped by the entire population of Innsmouth. Mars stormed in, claiming that the effigy belonged to his people and shouldn't be displayed in a profane place like this. I explained the museum had every right to display it, but he wouldn't listen to reason. He made his way to the gallery and smashed the protective glass. I immediately called the police and tried to prevent him from taking it. During the struggle, he stabbed me in the right eye with one of the statue's spikes. Left me blind in that eye. Did you press charges? Are you mad? Benjamin Marsh is a direct descendant of Obed Marsh. Do you know what that means? I don't want any trouble with the Marshes. Even after he blinded you? Oh, detective, that's nothing compared to what could happen to me. Yeah, he's right. Marsh checked the figure. The police arrived in time to stop him. But when I refused to press charges, they decided to confiscate it as evidence in case I changed my mind. Harvey? Yes, we see. We have it at the station. We're displaying a replica in its place. It's not ideal, but as we only display originals here, but visitors are fascinated by it. Can we see that figure? Of course, but I already mentioned that it's a replica. You can enter the museum if you wish, always under the supervision of our guide. Since the unfortunate incident I told you about, we have instituted a policy of constant surveillance of our visitors. What's the museum about? The Arkham Museum of the Unusual aims to show visitors a reality they are unaware of. We tend to live immersed in life, where superstition has been left behind and scientific reality is imposed on our day-to-day. We try to show, and above all not to forget, that there are unusual and strange facts that exist around us. Where's the music coming from? We've installed an innovative music reproduction system based on magnetic media and distributed several speakers along the tour route. What you're hearing is a loop playback of Through the Cosmos by Matthew Elm. It's an ideal place to set the mood for the visit, don't you think? Where's that guide? I believe he's coming this way. Welcome to the Arkham Museum of the Unusual. Please, step closer. My name is Horace Chambers, and I will be your guide throughout the tour. If you desire information about any of the pieces on display, I will be happy to provide it. The tour begins in this room we call the Gallery of the Damned Artists. More acquisitions will be coming soon. These three disturbing canvases are by the Boston artist Richard Upton Pickman. His hyper-realistic strokes and inimitable techniques have made him the most celebrated painter in this city. There are certain rumors that insinuate that the impact that these paintings exert on the observer is due to a terrifying fact. This hellish creature exists. Pickman keeps it in his home and uses it as his model. You are looking at the work of the promising California artist Clark Ashton Smith, poet, writer, and sculptor of nightmarish figures from lost worlds. This figure is called Inhabitant of the Moon. Some claim that the image of the being came to Smith in his sleep. Did the inhabitants of our satellite reveal their appearance to him through some inconceivable telepathic method? You are looking at the nameless entity. Smith claims to have no memory of sculpting this piece. He simply woke up one morning and this disturbing sculpture was staring back at him from his workbench. Creepy, if true. If you would be so kind as to come with me. You are in the Hall of Unusual Characters. Here we find those who defied science, or who are at the center of events that would test the sanity of ordinary mortals. Herbert West. Friend of yours? I was part of the raid that arrested him. It was my first assignment after I was posted here. Dr. Herbert West, the modern-day Dr. Frankenstein, better known as the Butcher of Arkham. Obsessed with defeating death, he created a formula that, when injected into corpses, brought them back to life. However, the reanimation came with horrible consequences. The revived ones tended to have an animalistic behavior with homicidal tendencies. West believed that this was because the formula was more effective on corpses that were more recent. He began to indiscriminately desecrate graves in Christchurch Cemetery, which led to his arrest by the authorities. What happened to all those revived corpses? They were put down. It is believed that those who escaped still roam Arkham. In the actual book, Herbert West Reanimator, West winds up getting torn apart by his own zombified creations. I've read that story. It's really not very good. And there's distinct points where H.P. Lovecraft just kind of goes through it. Eric Zahn was a virtuoso and cellist who lived in seclusion in a garret on Rue de Assile in Paris. He didn't play the cello, he played a viol. Every night the tenants of the boarding house heard strange and frantic music played compulsively coming from Zahn's room. One of them befriended the musician and witnessed some terrifying events. According to his account, Zahn was stalked every night by a strange and gigantic creature that only his ghostly music kept at bay. Upon witnessing these events, the man fled the building and reported the incident to the guard. Unfortunately, they did not find Eric Zahn. In fact, they couldn't even find the Rue de Assile. The case of Dr. Muñiz is the perfect example to illustrate this room. He contracted a severe illness in his native Barcelona. Years later, he settled in a small room in a New York boarding house. He'd installed an ammonia-based cooling system that kept the room at a very low temperature in order to control his illness. However, when he saw his body begin to deteriorate with unusual speed due to a failure in the cooling system, Muñiz asked other doctors for help. He asked them for huge quantities of ice, knowing that all the stores would be closed by that hour. When they returned, they found no trace of Muñiz except for a viscous puddle in the middle of the room. The doctor had left a hastily written letter. Muñiz had been dead for 18 years. He kept himself alive thanks to the cold air that preserved his ill tissues. Cool Air. One of his better works, I think, even if it's pretty short. With the recent discovery of the 9th planet in our solar system, Pluto, we have turned our eyes to the stars. It made us realize that we're all just a speck of dust in the cosmos. In certain astronomical circles, there is talk of the existence of the dark and mysterious planet Yuggoth, located in the far reaches of our solar system. Several writings claim that it is inhabited by the Migo, an alien race of fungi that can travel through the cosmos. What you are looking at is a depiction of its surface by French painter Antoine Giraud. The Earth is constantly bombarded by meteorites. Here you can delight in admiring a select collection of fragments from other worlds. It's the closest contact that humankind can have with the immensity of the cosmos. A press article published in July 1931 in the Astrophysical Society of America's Journal, signed by the prestigious astronomer Julius Tinklinger. Text offers a series of arguments claiming that the newly discovered planet Pluto is actually Yuggoth. Tillinghast warns of the dangers that the planet suggests that research on it be halted. Points out that future contact with Pluto could be devastating to the fate of mankind. What's in there? In 1927, hundreds of witnesses saw an anomaly directly above the Empire State Building in New York. From their statements, it was deduced to be a dimensional breach. There were witnesses who could not see through it at a point in the cosmos that did correspond to our arm. What you'll see behind that curtain is a recreation of what happened that day. It was created by Willis O'Brien, who was in charge of the special effects for the hit movie King Kong. As you can see, the museum has spared no expense. I can't see shit. That's a stop. Don't be impatient. That's it? What did you think? Magnificent special effects. The planet Pluto, the ninth in our solar system. Discovered 3 years ago by astronomer Clyde William Tombaugh, has fueled theories and expectations about the existence of extraterrestrial life. If you look down at the display case, you'll see that these theories are supported by irrefutable evidence. Randolph Carter. This young man claims to travel to strange worlds without moving from the sponsor of his dreams. The accounts of his travels to the unknown Kadath of the dangerous Diathlean are so detailed and realistic that some have dismissed their being mere invention. Carter is scheduled to undergo an exhaustive scientific examination next month by Miskatonic University in order to confirm his claims. This stone was found at the bottom of the Miles Standish State Forest swamp, part of a meteorite that originated on the planet Pluto. Scientists remains that despite stellar erosion, there are unnatural carvings visible in the rock. This rock could be part of an artificial structure on Pluto. In other words, the ninth system of the planet of our solar system is or was inhabited. This is the first material evidence of extraterrestrial life. Amazed? This room is dedicated to the enigmatic town of Innsmouth. Its characteristic secrecy has not been an obstacle for the Arkham Museum of the Unusual to provide you with all the information about it. The museum would like to thank Zadok Allen for his collaboration in the making of this room. This cosmic entity is secretly worshipped by the vast majority of the Innsmouth inhabitants. It is said to lie dreaming in the sunken city of Roulier, waiting for the day when it will be free to reign over the earth once more. You are looking at a replica, by the way. Until recently, we exhibited the original found during the Innsmouth raids. A minor incident deprived us of it. We hope to show it to the public again someday. The Devil's Reef. Located 1.5 miles from Innsmouth Harbor, it is, or rather was, the place where Captain Obed Marsh hid the strange creatures he brought with him from the South Seas in his caves. Thanks to an eyewitness accounts, the federal government took action and torpedoed the base of the reef with submarines, putting an end to the bloody alliance between the creatures and the inhabitants of Innsmouth. However, it is said that the network of caves on that islet extends to abyssal depths, and that those beings are still there. The current inhabitants of Innsmouth, descendants of the blasphemous hybridization between species, undergo a metamorphosis throughout their lives. It is not so noticeable in the young, but it is in those of advanced age. Once they reach Middle Ages and their appearance resembles that of the creatures found by Obed Norse, they feel the call of the sea. And there they begin a new and immortal life dedicated to the worship of their god, the great primeval god Cthulhu. The inhabitants of Innsmouth profess no orthodox religion. Their god is Cthulhu, whose representation you can see in the central part of the room, and their church is the esoteric order of Dagon. This ancient tablet with its carved emblem was found among the ruins of the old Masonic lodge on New Church Green where the order was installed. That room exclusively houses the infamous painting The Faces of Madness by Francis Hold. Why isn't it in the first room with the others? The museum had to relocate the piece because what? Let's go inside and I'll explain. It is a fascinating story. Come with me. Francis Hall was a promising German painter whose interest in the dark arts became an obsession. Concerned about the young man's mental health, his family committed him to an asylum where he spent the rest of his life. It is known from his writings that he continued his studies in arcane magic there. The painting behind this curtain, The Faces of Madness, is the result of merging that magic with his art. Why Hold did this is unknown. What is done for certain is that a viewing this painting can affect the observer. In what way? Paranoia, depression, anger? Each person reacts differently. You're exposed to the painting. We were convinced that the stories about this work were mere exaggerations, but when we showed it to the public, we realized that everything that was said was true. Management has decided not to exhibit it until further notice. We've had some problems with some visitors. Not just visitors. Pull back the curtain and let's see it. We won't tell anyone. I'm not authorized to do so, sir. I don't even have the piece to activate the mechanism that moves the curtain. I was curious about this story. I didn't think that would work. Right, it's getting late and we haven't made a lot of progress. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. We'll pick this up later on.